Welcome and welcome back. I'm Martin, and as always, give me 1 minute just to check that we are really online. You know how it is, I only rely on the green lights that I have on that screen over there. So the first one in the chat, please, as always, give me a little thumbs up, like, okay, we can see you, we can hear you. Because even today, we have a wonderful instrument that is right up my alley. And believe it or not, I already used it in a snippet of a score. I will tell you about it later. And wow, thank you. Thank you, Steph. Thank you. And yes, okay. Bernie, hi. Thanks, Bernie. Thanks. You know what for. And yes, Sonixinema. We are talking about Sonixinema, which for me is new. It's a new company in my portfolio. They reached out recently. We had wonderful conversation, and they handed out archetypes to me and string shades to test drive them. And wow. You know, I really feel a little bit like ashamed, like, wow, how couldn't I discover them sooner? Because their libraries really have a very special tone, a very special ingredient to it. And yesterday we will talk about archetypes, and they not only handed out an NFR copy to me so I could test drive it, I could give them my feedback, and I can show it to you today. No, they handed out 2 copies. So today, one of you will be the lucky winner of a copy of Archetypes. It's an amazing solo cello library, which is very cinematic, really very cinematic. I mean, this one is probably, you could use the movements, especially for any kind of music that you write, but especially the gestures and the statements and the suspension, stuff like this. This is cinematic. This is for movie. This is for video games. And as I said, oh, they are absolutely. They are really wonderful people. And Thomas, even, if I remember well. And so yes, I'm so close to scoring my first feature film. Tomorrow we will have, I think, what will be the last video call, going through negotiations and stuff like this. And of course they test drived me, like, here are 3 scenes, give us your best shot. And funny enough, they discovered me through YouTube, through one of the demo tracks that I wrote. They listened, they found this track. And yeah, they were like, wow, what you're doing is pretty cool, is pretty unique, is bold, and so, you know, there's one scene there was on these 3 scenes, just to show quickly, yeah, and then we'll dive in. But I was so happy to have this instrument, because there's this one scene that they gave me, which is a lot of suspension, you know, a lot of yeah, you know, when you're divided internally, who is really the good and who is really the bad, and whom you would like to help, you know, in the situation and stuff like this. But obviously, you know, music there just needed to create this little bit, you know, you couldn't come up with a huge score. It was just, you know, tension there. And there have been some articulations in Archetypes that were just perfect, completely perfect for this, you know, holding down 2 keys, putting then a tritone on it, and it was just like, you know, the magic happened for that scene. And, you know, who knows, tomorrow I will get the final feedback and this stuff. And but yes, Archetypes played a huge role in what I did there, plus another instrument that I will talk about soon, because it will be released soon. Yeah, that's the good thing, you know, if you're in a very lucky position to even get instruments before they're even released. I mean, I received, to be honest, Archetypes weeks back, but we have been on holiday. We had a wonderful holiday between Germany and the Czech Republic. Then we came back. I needed to do stuff here, and so now we are finally online. I will switch screens, obviously, because you do not want to see me big. You would like to see what's going on there. And I suggest around 10 p.m. CAT, we will dive into the giveaway. And the giveaway, you know, if you follow the channel long enough, then you know how it works normally. I will ask a question related to Sonixinema or related to Archetypes, and the first one in the chat answering that question will be the lucky winner of a full copy of Archetypes. And yeah, let's dive in. What is it? It's a solo cello library, but it's not your usual romantic legato instrument with which you could draw these romantic lines, which the cello normally is famous for, I would say. You know, I use cellos a lot if I'm just going on a melancholic melody or something like this. Now this one is really, it's bold, it's different, it's courageous what they did, and there are some pretty cool features in it. I'm honest, I was reading the manual to really understand everything that the library itself could do, and then I saw the video of my good friend Chris Houston, Implied Music, and he did something pretty cool rhythmic wise. And Chris, if you should see this, thanks. But because what I will show later on, I learned it from your channel how you used Archetypes. And so yes, in the instrument, which you need the full version of Kontakt 8 for, and it's still on Enterprise, it should be around 100 euros, which I think is a pretty fair price for a library like this. If you will, it's a little niche, but you know, if you're into the film, into the video game stuff like this, then it's not niche. I mean, then it's your daily business to have even something like this. I mean, Bernie knows something about it, because with Bernie I have been in really straight contact these days, because I needed something else really specific, and he is my kind of living Wikipedia. You know, whenever I need help or whatever, it's Bernie. Then danke Bernie, wirklich danke, helping me out with his enormous knowledge. And so you have instruments, you have 4 instruments. You have the gestures, the movement, the statement, and the suspension. We will go through all 4 of them. And then you have even the multis, where they just, you know, came up with something. And what's even pretty cool, in each instrument you do have the articulations, but you even get snapshots. I think enough of waffling, and we will dive right in. So I will start with the gestures. The interface itself is pretty cool, and it has an amazingly nice feature for the key switches. So obviously, you know, there's the C0, the C sharp 0, the D0, and where the key switches are, because you know it, I really work a lot with key switches if I go through various articulations. Maybe you have seen even the demo track that I wrote for Heaviosity recently, where I just switch between the articulations then using key switches. And what's so amazingly cool, I mean here, and that's a good feature, and I'm always pointing this out because not all libraries do have this feature. You see the note on which the key switch is happening, but there is a slider. And now look at the red keys on the bottom. You can really decide where you would like to have those key switches. You can switch them, and then of course the names here in the interface, they change. This is pretty cool. Then you do have a global settings here, where you have the global stereo, the blur and the gloss, which at the end of the day is just a low pass and a high pass filter. You do have the dynamics, which you can then, you know, just learn MIDI CC automation, and then you put it to any fader that you want. And you do have the warp, and warp is just the person that recorded this library, so the musician that they recorded is famous for the fact that he runs his sound through various pedals, guitar pedals and stuff like this, and with warp you get this effect. So just to quickly show you, I will start with the very first one, rotations minor seconds on the cello, and then I dive up the warp. So in this case, yes, it's a little bit of reverb and a lot of distortion, but it's not always the same. It really changes from instrument to instrument. And another thing then here, for every articulation you do have, of course, the left, the right, depending, and you do have the volume. And here you do have, and that's so cool, you do have the timing of that playing articulation. Like now it's fourth notes and it's synced to the tempo of your DAW, which is even pretty cool. So you can play a lot then with this. And I think you already get from this the idea how haunting this beast, this beautiful beast, can get. And another thing that is really pretty cool, with shift click, then you can combine as many articulations as you want. So we could have here, for example, the minor seconds. Then here we have the rotations third. And then I shift click on this one. No, why not? Ah, yes, okay. And then you can have both of them. And then if you use panning, so this one to the left, this one to the right. This is then where the magic really starts to happen, at least to my ears. This is really, as I said, absolutely up my alley. Another cool function is down here, the auto purge. You press this one, all the samples that are not used at the moment because we had the rotations activated, now that is activated, they will get out of memory. I didn't, sorry, look now at the memory footprint just to tell you now how much this changes, but it really does. Yeah. Yes, I saw that. And yeah, let's go through some of them. And then here, just to show you, even this one, you have the envelope, the attack, the decay, the release, and the sustain. You have the effects, where you do have reverb, degrade, which is a bit crusher, and the delay, which you can switch on or switch off. Even the delay, obviously, is time sync, the feedback, the amount. The reverb, you have various halls that you can, or various reverbs that you can choose from. And then you have the overall EQ. So really enough to work with. Just to play some of them. Sorry. And even this is maybe something definitely worth mentioning, because you know how how you say, how German I am about tiny little details. If this would be only 2 notes looped, then I would say boring, listen to it. This is not only 2 notes, and I'm not playing with any fader, you know, simulating the dynamics or the expression or stuff like this. No, these are really the original recordings. So this is one of the libraries, you know, that I like, because it really nearly feels that you have the live player in front of you, you know, doing these things that they do, you know. But if you ever had the luck and the chance to work with a live musician, then you know this is just what happens if you work with live musicians. Then the ricochet. Yeah, I'm already in the mood. Nice. Piano roll, quantize, and then maybe just another gesture on top. Let's see what That's a beautiful instrument. It really is a beautiful instrument, and I had a lot of smiles discovering it. And even this is so cool. You have the normal ricochet, and then you have the sul P, which means sul pont. Pont for string instruments is the ponticello. So you know, you have the string instrument, you have the fingerboard, you know, la tastiera. So if you have sul tasto, means on stringers that they play on the fingerboard, and then you have the bridge. You know, this is the ponticello, the bridge, and the closer you get to the bridge, the scratchier the sound gets, and the more you get on the fingerboard, the softer the sound gets. So if you have libraries where it's flautando, and then normally it's played on the fingerboard, or it's called sul tasto, you know, stuff like this. And then this one, even the sul ponticello, and you hear it. I really play the minors on the normal, and then the minors on the sul ponticello. That's a huge difference. That's a huge difference. And if you have a really talented string player in the studio, then you really get goosebumps how they can alternate the sound. Yeah, when they play, when they record, really just by changing the position of the bow on the strings. It's amazing. So they don't only have control over the volume, but even over the sound itself. It's an amazing experience, and I really hope that all of you will have the chance one day to hear this live and to have those goosebumps all over your body. Then ricochet harmonics. No, Steph, I didn't apply any negative delay, and I didn't apply any, I don't know if you see it. No, you don't see it because there is my camera now on the top lap of the screen. There is no external effect, there is no limiter, there is no EQ, there is no mastering plugin on there. There's nothing on. It's just really the library as is. And you know during the stream, if I should get the idea like a plugin might do something magic to it, then I will switch it on. You will see it, but now it's just out of the box. So let's just. Oh, another nice thing about the cello is the tonal range. By the way, I don't know if you know it. It can't get up as high as a violin, but nearly. But obviously, it can go way lower. So the tonal range of a cello it's an amazing instrument. The cello. Let me see. Maybe something like this. Just. Okay, no, this won't work then obviously because it's already playing minor thirds. I need to change my approach on this one. Okay. Yeah, but this already sounds pretty amazing. And then what else can we? Just let me quickly see if we can. Can put on. Yeah, we go through those, don't worry. Now expansions. Okay, because there is there I have something switched on already. Okay, doesn't matter. We will. There we are. There we are. Just to. Is this an amazing instrument? Is this already amazing? And then just some rhythm underneath. Just something like this, and there you are. I like it. Maybe isn't. This one is way better for what we played. Okay. So yeah. The gestures, really cool stuff, and as I said, you can combine them, but let's go back to the rotations minor seconds. Here are the snapshots. And now something really cool happens, because what they did there, they combined various articulations with effects or not, and then you can get something like this. Would you have imagined something like this in a solo cello library? Me not, to be honest. A presence. It's warm. Just to go through some of them. It's this is what the library, what gives, you know, the extra to the library. You know, before I was telling you about this scene that I needed to score, just imagine something like this. And it gives you exactly, you know, the tension of the human mind. Like, okay, am I doing the right thing? And if they discover what I have been doing and stuff like this. Amazing library for this kind of scoring, in my opinion, even. Then, First Kontakt. Follow me. No, too high. Illusion Room. Yeah, there's a delay on it, so of course, you know, changing it whilst it's active is never a good idea. Fortunately, this tiny little beast, you know, this tiny little box there is the most amazing, most powerful computer that I ever could have imagined. Instant score. Instant score. Joy. And oh, imagine this, and then, you know, after 4 bars, a high piano line with the melody kicks in. Something like this. Wow. Inspiration pure. Life or death. Then Nostromo Shred. Passing frames. Recall steps. Yeah, you see, lots of stuff, really lots of stuff. Getting lots of publicity. publicity. YouTube is getting aggressive with the publicity. Oh, sorry. Strange sacredness. What's this? Time wheel. How many are there? Okay, and another 2, and then we went through all of them on the gestures. Let's let it ring out, and then I change. Warming signs. Daniel, Christie, David, hi, nice to see you. David, I will get in contact with you very, very soon by email because we still owe you a video call with Andreas. We were chatting about it today. So in October, we said we will do it. So I will get in. We didn't forget you, yeah? Didn't forget you, and even the other, Alberto was the other one. So, of course. Then, yes, we are through with the gestures. We come to the movements. And even here, you know, the interface is the very same. You do have the info page. Yeah, okay, you have the home page. You have here the articulations, the panning, the stuff. Here you have the timings. It's really the very same thing. And we start with pizzicato. And even here, it's the same thing. Listen to the pizzicato. It's not just 2 notes like blang blang and then looped. Listen to it. I mean, there must be a loop point, but it's not after 2 or 4 or 8. So it's really convincing, the sound. Oh, David, sorry to hear that. So best wishes to get her healthy again as soon as possible. So I told you Chris Houston on Implied Music, he did something pretty cool with those, and I would like to show you this because I liked it a lot. So he switched this to 4th notes. So, and then as he played the other notes coming off beat, he created his very own rhythm, and this is a pretty cool idea. You can really then create your very own rhythms if you play the other notes a little offbeat. And this gives it then even a really human touch, especially if you trigger the notes one after the other. You know, you start at different periods of the loop, so the variations that you have in the recordings then kick in even more. Like it. Octave pizzicato. Listen. Genau, das Bitcoin gesponserte TV-Studio. Yeah. Octave pizzicato. Let's try something quickly curious, out of curiosity. because now I just have, you know, the pizzicato in the fourth to the left, the 1 octave pizzicato to the right, and you get something like this. Nice library. And in this case, for example, you know, if I would have RAM issues, like the machine maybe too weak, then at the moment it's 174 megabyte auto purge, and then it just purges, you know, all the samples that are not used at the moment. The battuto, which honestly I'm not really sure what battuto is, so I'm pretty sure it's the bow, you know, battuto against the strings. But if someone should know, I think I know a lot about string instruments, but the battuto caught me a little bit off guard. So if someone of you knows precisely what battuto is, should be bow on the strings. But yes, please let me know in the chat. I'm always happy to learn from you guys. Then the collegno, yes, we know what collegno is. And here, always this. So you can create pretty amazing rhythmical stuff even with this library. Chuck, chuck, chuck. Stuff, overtones, wipes. And even here you have the snapshots, the ether dash, for example, just to play through some of those because they're definitely worth it. Bring it, chuck it, clockwork dream. It's happening. Okay, clean. Then, because there are still some left, it's the staccato shapes. Do they have a ping panning for these presets, David? Not as I know, because these presets, you know, before we had the gestures, now we have the movements. Those are just staccato notes. You do have the possibility here to switch on. I mean, how do I explain this? So you have here, of course, the timing of those movements. The fourth note, the eighth note, the 16th. Then of course I could use here, I could switch on the delay. I have the amount, I have the feedback, I have the timing. Like we could say I take this in eighth notes with the 16th delay on it, but it's still stereo, it's not the ping pong. So I think what you would need to do is then just, let's say I leave this to eighth, I switch this off, and then let's try it with the one in Logic stereo delay. Let's see. Yes and no. A little bit. Let's try here with the fourth notes maybe. We will see. Let's try a little bit to get this one started. 8th. And here maybe 16th. Let's just see. Yeah, there we are. But yes, you need an external effect then on it. It's not possible within the library. At least I didn't find a possibility. If someone should know, of course, let us know in the chat. But I didn't find a ping pong here. You just have the delay here of the library. Then the distressed scrapes. This one is one that I'm pretty sure Warp could do some magic. So just, you know how it is. Right click, learn MIDI CC automation. Then you move any fader, any knob that you have. I do have here the Korg Nano Control 2. Love it. Beautiful thing. And then I just dial in the warp. And again, you know, talking, movie scoring, stuff like this. Instant score, really. Just to show you. If you record those movements. Yeah, and you have lots of emotions in just one articulation. Beautiful library for this kind of stuff, really. If you need to score, yeah, emotions, in my opinion at least, you know, the emotions of a human being, of a character, and you are lucky that the director accepts the cello as the solo instrument representing that character. We have been, yeah, the bad taps. Thomas, hey! Nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. Sonixinema in the chat now. So he will answer all the questions because, you know, who should know the instrument better than himself? Really, thanks for being in the chat. I appreciate a lot your precious time now being here with us. And then, yes, the friction. Which for sure is another one where Warp does this certain amount of sonic magic. Tension, building and releasing. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We come to the next instrument, which is the statements. Even here in the interface, the same as before, the wonderful feature here of sliding the key switches where they are useful to you. The global with the warp and the dynamics. Here the envelope, the FX and the EQ. It's always the same. Then the penning for any articulation possibility with shift click to combine them. And what you don't have in those, the only thing which is different, as those are not repetitions like ostinato or stuff like this, so you do not have here the possibility to choose, you know, between the timings for the notes that are being played. Those are different here, the statements. Let's just play through some of them. We have the breathy slips. And what I told you before, you know, this famous scene that tomorrow will be a very decisive video call. This is what I used. This is exactly what I used, because this is, you know, just imagine it's night. Someone is inside somewhere, someone is outside somewhere. One of those two did something pretty wrong, even if it was right, maybe. The other person, you know, is trying to find out if, you know, stuff like this. And you just would like to create this tension, this. And underneath, a very subtle, very, very subtle pulsing. And then stuff like this happening. Wow, this is such a wonderful toolkit for these kind of, you know, fine tuning. You know, it's not the, you know, the big, the epic. No, these are the tiny little details that really get, you know, grabbed to your seat in the cinema. It's amazing. Thomas, you did an amazing job with this library, really. And I know that I'm repeating myself, but these are things. If a company dares to sample something like this, which is not mainstream, then you have a really a treasure trove at your fingertips, because you can't program this. If you have a solo cello library, you know, the classical ones with the legato and all this stuff, and you would need something like this, there is no chance that you can program it. So or you get it recorded by someone or not. And in this case, Sonixinema had the, yeah, I don't know if it's allowed to say, but has the balls to record something like this. And this is just unique. This is just... I love this library. I really love it. Dissonant Blooms. Yeah, Steph, exactly. I mean, the rhythmic stuff is really handy. I mean, like the thing... Okay, meanwhile I played with it, so there isn't the one anymore that we had here. I think it would have been the minor thirds on this one, if I remember well. Absolutely amazing. But you know, it doesn't end here. You get those things, which is, yeah, flare harmonics. I thought she was with you, man. David, I don't know what this message is related to. Yeah, nuggets of gold, yes, Thomas. Harmonic drops. Yeah, for example, take something like this. And then we just do the most stupid thing that everyone would do. Black hole on it. Just because, yes. Black hole. Or even another one that I really, really love, Vast. Put Vast on it, for example. Go to the creative textures. Choose... I don't know which one. House of Mirrors. Let's just see. Yeah, for example. And there you are. You know, and there you are. It's nighttime. It's a forest. Someone is just standing there, not sure which decision to take. Looking around. It's one of the scoring versions they did. David, I still don't get it. For scoring competitions, yes. I did some scoring competitions. Endlich allein, yes. You mean that the lady? Or the scoring competition where I locked my daughter in that basement of their house in Switzerland, and the poor girl was sitting in there for something like 10 minutes until I ran around the house and filmed the whole thing. Yeah. Okay. Let's get back to archetypes. Scraped chirps. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. It's 10 p.m. In a couple of minutes, we will start the prize draw of a copy of Archetypes that Thomas was so nice really to hand out to one of you. There will be, as always, a question related or to Sonixinema or to Archetypes, and the first one of you answering that question right in the chat will win a copy of Archetypes. Warp on it. Okay, I take everything back. You do not need any external reverb. We take this reverb, we took it to something really, really big. Or let's try with artificial one. Yeah. Yeah. Delay, amount, timing, fourth notes. Yeah, okay, now I get it. I thought she was with you, man. On holiday. Okay, that's the library by itself. There is nothing external on it now. I just dialed in warp. I used the reverb artificial one and a delay in fourth notes, and here you are. Hey, that's even better. That's even better. So you don't need anything external. You do just hear everything inside. Beautiful, beautiful. Flutter snaps. Okay. Okay. There's lots of stuff going on. I don't know if you can hear it over YouTube. I will just press a key and then be quiet myself. There's then it might be everyone. That was part of the artificial reverb. What an amazing. Okay, nice. I do love those artificial reverbs. I don't know if you can hear it. I hope you can hear it. That's pretty cool. Warp on it. Yeah. Cheat Sparks. We'll just switch this off. I would like to keep this. I would like to keep this. So I just start something here. Because I have an idea. Okay. We quantize this. Nigel, nice to see you. Nice to see you. And then we take here this statement that I had. And what I said before about the range, you know, the sonic range of a cello. So, pretty impressive. And let's... Is this cool? And then, of course, what I would do in this case, dynamics, is it? Yes, it is on the mod wheel by default. Yeah, of course, you know, something like this, just a little dynamic curve. Then, of course, I will keep this as always. I should even save it. Didn't have one crash. I mean, I got this machine end of December. So it came here to Italy the first days of January. It's switched on several hours a day, 7 days a week. I didn't have one crash in the 9 months that I'm using it. It can get warm. I mean, it's not really hot now. It can get warm. Another thing that I never ever heard have been the vans, because people have been complaining that they are so noisy. I must say, for sure the van is on, but I never ever got it to a state where you could really hear it. I do remember the MacBook that I had when I did the live show with the MacBook. The MacBook once in a while really sounded like a helicopter before takeoff. This machine is completely silent. And yes, the statements. The last one is the knocked gliss. I will put a little bit of reverb on it, but a cathedral A. I didn't cost a thing, Nigel. I like the bow bounce. The last time I attempted to play my sister's cello, the bounce was what ended up happening. And no, it's a Mac Mini. It's a Mac Mini. And the only thing with Mac is, you know, the Mac Mini, if you take the basic model, I think it's one of the cheapest computers of the powerful computers that you can get. If you take the really base version, how much is it? 699, something like this. But I think it has only, how much was it? 8 GB of RAM, something like this. And I knew even if the M series now, they have a different memory management and stuff like this, and I was reading like 32 gigs now is what on the Intel machines was 64 gigs, but I didn't trust it, so of course I went for the maxed out. And then you need the Mac Mini Pro, you needed the M4 Pro to get 64 gigabytes of RAM. And then it really costs 4 times more than the basic version. And this is so ridiculous, because you just go for the Pro and then you have the RAM upgrade. And then it really, I mean, the only thing that you can do on those, if you're brave enough, you can open them and you can exchange the internal memory. Now they do sell memory chips and you could upgrade it yourself. But I just have 2 external disks. I have a 2 terabyte SSD there, which is just my backup drive where I have my movie files and my musical projects and the pictures and all that stuff. And there I do have a 4 terabyte SSD for all the libraries. and it works fine with those two external SSDs. So you do, at least me, I do not need the internal SSDs of the Apple itself. I mean, yes, if I have bigger projects, let's say 50, 60 tracks on, it takes maybe a little more time to load them with an external SSD. But if you wait 2 seconds, or if you wait 8 seconds, I think that shouldn't be a big difference. So we're going to still make that nice sound. Yes, it's exactly the same sound since the 90s. You can switch it off if you don't like it, but it's the very same sound since the 90s. Since I got in contact with my very first Apple computer. It was the Power Mac 7600 at that time, in 1997. And since that day, I would never ever go back. And yeah, the Ricochet Fall. This one might be even nice with warp on it. It is. I mean, even most of the warning tones are still the same since the 90s. This big bock. The frog isn't there anymore. The quack. Who is as old as myself. Might remember even the frog that we had in the Apple. Okay. Giveaway time. Drinking time before. Prost. So, we were talking Sonixinema, we were talking Archetypes, we were talking how much I like this library, how cool the approach to this library is. What we didn't talk about yet, what I didn't say yet, is the artist that was recorded. So what's the name of the artist that was really playing the cello for this library? The first one coming up with the name will win a copy of Archetypes. And I switch meanwhile to the suspensions. We will play even through those whilst you get your fingers warm. Distant Flutter. We have first name. Okay. Give me. Yeah, congrats, David. David, you won a copy of Archetypes from Sonixinema. Thanks again, Thomas, really for handing out even a second copy that I could do this giveaway. David, I do have your email address. I will send you the Pulse code right after the stream. I will send you an email with your code so you can download it then. Yeah, Thomas, exactly. I was just distracted now by the giveaway. I was thinking about something. So I have the Distant Flutter and it does this, and I will just hold down the key now. David, you know me way too well. And then I even like this quivering line. There's the bow change. And what we will do now, we will combine those two, shift click. And then I will pan this one to the left. I will pan this one to the right, and I will just press the key and hold it. now we will record it and do the same thing with the mod wheel that we did before. Okay, and then I would like to do something else. I take again the warp, learn MIDI CC automation, turn a knob here, and then we bring in even the warp into this. Let's go. So really just playing with two articulations, the warp fader here and the dynamics. Listen to this result, and I was playing it here. We do even have an octave deeper. Let's just shift it down. Let's try this. Yeah, I like it a lot more down there. Thomas, I like the yet, not yet. Okay, we keep this obviously. I will just go on a new track so we can go ahead with other suspensions. The fading grip. I told you at the very beginning, this is not your classical solo library for playing romantic stuff, but you can play pretty emotional stuff with it. Should we record this? Should we keep it? Yes, I think so. Sorry guys, give me those 2 minutes because I love it. So I really would like to keep it. And now I will just hold it. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I just need to record the mod wheel up at the beginning. So, okay, wow. Then, breathing fifth. Is this an amazing instrument? You know, the longer I play with it, the more I fall in love with it. And already last weekend, I was so happy to have it for the story I told you at the beginning. I could keep on recording. Guys, I won't waste your time. I won't, but I will need to remember that I need to record some more with it. This warp fader, people who ever should have this library, play with this warp fader. It's definitely worth it. Then we have the same stuff in major. We're not going major here. We don't do this here. We're only on D minor. Glacial slide. By the way, this is the stereo button is even pretty nice. Does the mod wheel affect these patches? Yes. The mod wheel in this case is, as you can see, attached to the dynamics by default, but you know how Kontakt works. Right click, remove media automation, and then you could place the dynamics to any knob or any fader that you have. So yes, you have the mod wheel on the dynamics, and the warp is not assigned by default, but even you right click and then you just assign it like I did before to one of the knobs, because there are things that I prefer to do with a fader, and then there are things that I really prefer to do with a knob. I don't know why. It's yeah, just yes, because of yes. I suppose this is music that plays when Eric the Red is discovering Newfoundland heavy cold mist. Yeah, Nigel, something like this, or yeah, many interesting things come to my mind when I hear just something like this, and it's yeah, these are the libraries really that help you so much. That help you so much if you do not have access to a live player, and then you have things like this. My only problem is, and Bernie knows it, that I forget about libraries, because I have so many beautiful libraries. But then I forget about them, and especially in these days I have been asked to pretty unique tasks. And for the one task, as I was playing with Archetypes, I knew precisely where to go to. The other one, I knew that I had something, but I just couldn't remember in which library or which developer it was. And then Bernie, you know, is the living Wikipedia. You tell Bernie, I need a Tibetan monk singing in the North Pole while his feet are freezing and he's eating a hot dog. Which library does have this sound? And Bernie knows it. So Bernie, again, thanks a lot really for yeah, your help always. And another library that I discovered again recently for one of those really specific tasks was the shh by psst instruments. You know, the whispering chants and stuff like this. So yes, Beautiful libraries. Of course, we do all have our mainstream orchestral stuff. We all do have our mainstream synth stuff or hybrid stuff. But those are the gems that then really can make you stand out. That people might remember one of your scores because of things that you did in with something like this. At least this is what happened to me recently, and I'm really happy for the developers, like in this case now Sonixinema, and I could imagine from the two libraries that I'm playing with at the moment that there might be a big friendship over time, because I really love what they do. And pretty soon I will present another library of theirs, which is just what? Like, what? I thought I had all the string libraries in the world and I had everything that you could possibly need. No. And yeah, the Circular Blooms we had. Oh no, we have been to the slide, haven't we? Yeah, we have been to the slides. Harmonic shear. Yeah, Steph, yes and no. Of course, you have your library tab, and then yes, you just have your libraries here, and of course, you do have, your most used libraries just in a certain order. In this case, I mean, I have it by developer, but anyhow, within the developer in the most used order, and then there comes my the second most used stuff, and then there comes whatsoever, but there are full Kontakt libraries that I in a regular base I get to, so I do remember them. But yes, there are so many good libraries with such unique things in it that yes, I really tend to forget them. And when I play with them, I do, this is what I do. This is why normally during the streams I try to record as much as possible for myself. To be really honest, this is just an egoistic thing that I do for myself. So just when I then remember, like, well, I need a cello, or I need voices, or I need, I just go back to the recordings of my streams where I get into these libraries in depth, and then I just listen to it again. So yeah, this is normally why I do these recordings, because then you have a trace of what inspired you that day and what this library can do for you. Yeah, the Circular Blooms. I know. More visible. I think that there is a way to load full content. Yes, the quick load, exactly. There's the possibility, yeah. And another thing, for example, that I gave up, that I really gave up, and once in a while I think I should do it again, and then is a template. I don't have a template, so every project that I get, I really start from scratch. I don't have a template, with 300, 400, 500 tracks where there's all the orchestral stuff, the ensemble patches, and then the solo patches, and then because no, and even things are evolving. At least for me, things are evolving. There are libraries I used 5 years back, I still use them. There are libraries I used 2 years back. I got, yeah, I know it's a harsh word, but I got better stuff meanwhile. So I would need to cancel them off the template and then replace them with others. So I know it's a little more time consuming, but on the other hand, it's even a fresh take every time I start something. If you start from scratch, it takes hours at the beginning then to start, yes, but at least it's not always even the very same sound, because I don't have a fixed template. So I don't know how you guys do it. I mean, if you want, let me know in the chat. This is one that you really could play for a long time, because the recordings, themselves, they are really interesting. And then you know what we all do. You would play a little bit with dynamics, in this case maybe a little bit with warp, maybe some other stuff, and it won't get boring, and it's just there. It's just there. There are things that did maybe, for even for a minute and a half, you just need this atmosphere, and you can do it with stuff like this easily. Thomas, tell us. For me, it's difficult to take a guess, but I would say maybe now it restarted. 25, 28 seconds. Okay, this one loops twice. This one is 10 seconds at a 100 BPM. I don't know if they're... Yeah. No, they're not. They're not time synced. So, okay. We are through. We are really through with the instruments, and now I would like just quickly to dive into some of the multis, where they, as I said before, just took various instruments and combined them as they thought best. Let's try. Yeah, longer than you think. Thomas, just tell me, am I on the right path with the 30 seconds that I mentioned before, or are they even longer? I could imagine that some of them are longer, because before we had one that I really liked, which was so soft at the beginning, and then it just started to get out of control. Sorry guys, sorry, I need to record. I was just playing, you know, I only have two hands, so I was just playing. I didn't use dynamics, I didn't use the warp, and I didn't use anything else. I just thought now that I would like to quickly add something to this. Indeed, they are all very insane, and some are certainly longer than we only now realize. People may not if find out what. Statements. Just a second, please bear with me. Yes, I need something like this in this thing. No compromise. We don't do this here. just okay, I'm happy with this. Thanks for your patience, and that I can record something just to remember later on what a beauty this is. Flow of time. Beautiful instrument. Do you get the idea? Do you people get the idea? What I will do now whilst I play, I will just give away 5 memberships to my channel. You know, you can get a member of this channel, and you can get even a patron if you want. I know it's a long time that I didn't publish anything on my YouTube channel for the members or for the patrons, but as I'm working on one very interesting project at the moment, and tomorrow will be a very decisive day, because maybe tomorrow I get UK to score my very first feature film. And then, of course, there will be many things to talk about, you know, how I got into that, and the quests that I walk through, and behind the scenes and stuff like this. So there will be happening stuff even for the members. So right now I will just give away 5 memberships. I hope that some of you will you know, the people now in... Yeah, Nigel, you received from, because, you know, I don't know how YouTube then gives them to someone. Bernie got it again, because for what I was reading, you know, the more people interact in comments and stuff like this, the more they will get then taken by YouTube if you do a giveaway like this. So yeah, David, it is, and exactly this library, as I said, you know, for this very specific scene where I really needed something very specific. I knew I couldn't do this with a synth, because it's about human emotions. It's a human being in this conflict, and I just wanted to go for a solo instrument. And as the whole mood was a little dark and everything, I thought cello might have been perfect. And precisely, in this time, then I had Archetypes, and I was playing with it, and I found the things that I really loved. I mean, I will get my feedback tomorrow. Maybe they didn't like it at all. I mean, you never know. But the fact that tomorrow I still have a video call with them, I interpreted that as a very good sign. There wasn't like, okay, you tried your best, thanks, we didn't like it. So yeah, I will let you know, guys. Yeah, no congrats at the moment. Good luck, Thomas. That's it. Good luck. It's still luck. Punctum. This might be a one-shot. 70 minutes of music to write at a very specific moment. There will be this. You will hear it once. But it's just perfect. At that very moment, it's just perfect. Okay, Rolling Horizon. Yeah, we are through. We are through with the instruments and with the multis, and I really hope I could show you the overall magic about this library and what you can do. They dared a lot with the recordings and the concept. And if you yourself dare to work a little bit, with the dynamics, with the warp, combining 2 or 3 of the articulations, putting the panning to the right spot and stuff like this. So I just take this off as my ears are cooking. And yeah, again, really a big thanks, Thomas, to you for reaching out, for the very nice dialogue even that we had, for handing out Archetypes twice, once for myself, once now for David, our lucky winner. Thanks even for strings, shades that I was really curious about, and I was right. Because everybody knows how it is. Yeah, Nigel, that's so funny. I mean, I do remember when Inside Out came out, and we have been in the cinema. I don't remember how small my daughter was at that time. I would need to. She's 14 now, so I would need to calculate back. And we have been in the cinema, and then the very first scene there was this high piano line, and I was just like, whoa, and I destroyed the whole cinema experience to her, like, whoa, this must be the piano off. And she was just like, can you ever relax? Can you ever just enjoy a movie, or do you always need to analyze the music? It was a key moment in my life, her just like, relax. Can you ever relax and just enjoy a movie? So yes, I know it, Nigel, I know it precisely. And string shades, we were talking string shades. If we see those walkthroughs, or if we see trailers, or if we see reviews on YouTube even, unfortunately, of course, there are many tricks that we can use, even when I write my demo tracks. I mean, yes, sometimes it's out of the box, sometimes you do some magic things and it sounds maybe bigger than it really is, or something like this. And I was curious about string shades, like even reviews is a difficult thing, and I'm the one that I get more libraries than I present. Because if I'm not really standing behind something, or if it doesn't really convince me, or if I do not present it, then because I wouldn't like to just lie to you, or tell you something which isn't. So so it's always, maybe you hear something like, oh wow, and then you receive it and you start to play with it, and you're like, how did they do the trailer with this? And String Shades is precisely what I was hoping for. It's an amazing instrument. It's beautiful. It's different. It's alive, like this one. It's just magic, really. And I will show it to you guys soon. We will go through it, because yes, you might have all the string libraries out there like I thought, and then you get something like this, and it's just like, oh wow, I missed it. I didn't knew that I would miss it, but I missed it. So Sonixinema, check them out if you don't know them yet. I mean, I didn't know them really since a few weeks ago, and it's already like, oh wow, what did I miss? So yeah, that's it from my side for today. Really, thanks for everyone for watching. If you don't mind, leave a like on the stream, maybe leave a comment afterwards, stuff like this. This is what YouTube really likes, what they are even after now, to push a little bit more content. I don't remember who it was. Some of you, we have been chatting over Facebook Messenger recently, and you just told me like, wow, I thought you completely stopped because YouTube didn't recommend your content anymore for months. So this algorithm is a very strange beast, I think. So maybe we can do something to push the channel a little bit more. I'm getting more active now in writing music. There are those two projects going on at the moment, of which one is sure, the other one will be decided, I think, tomorrow, if we find an agreement. I mean, first of all, if they like it, and then if we find an agreement. And I'm honest, I was enjoying summer. I was enjoying time with the family. We had a beautiful, beautiful holiday. We've been to Germany, of course, to see my father in Munich. Then we had a trip to the Czech Republic. Amazing country, Prague, amazing city. If you don't know it, if you have the chance. I mean, it's only 3 hours from Munich. So for us, it was just, get in the car before the engine was warm. We have been already in Prague for 3 days, and even the garden and then the landscape here and everything. Time with the family was even important to me. So I had kind of a summer break, but now I'm back, and interesting things going on. I have some nice videos even that I would like to do. As some of you know, I scored 3 short movies over the last 2 years, and I will finally talk about those and the whole process, about how I approached them, how I got these projects, and how it is to work with the director then, and how I do in remote even. It's even interesting how you can work in remote with them, and how it came out, and the libraries I used, the libraries that even, got the job done for me, or got the application done, that I even have been taken into consideration. So yeah, I think interesting stuff going on. Stay tuned. I all wish you depending where you are now, here it's 11 p.m, so nearly time to go to bed. Wherever you are, maybe it might be morning, it might be midday, whatever. Have a wonderful day. Tomorrow is Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. Probably the next live stream might be even on Sunday. I still have to decide. One of those sound at love at first sound, the library speed dating, something like this. So yeah, that's it. Make good music always. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your ongoing support. And David, I will send you now the code, so you can download Archetypes. And that's it from my side for today. Bye bye.